Hello, my name is Noah Cannon. Who here has ever purchased a prescription from the pharmacy and looked at the original total versus the final total that you pay? Did you notice a large difference? America has often faced criticisms from other nations regarding its healthcare system, and the pharmaceutical industry is no different. In a 2019 American Progress article titled, "How Big Pharmaceutical Companies Reap Profits While Hurting Everyday Americans," $535 billion were spent on medications alone. That is a near 50% increase from 2010. With the cost of living increasing, the price of staying alive is increasing as well. I will be explaining America's pharmaceutical industry and how it negatively impacts the American people. Understanding the sheer size of Big Pharma is key to the foundation of understanding the current issues surrounding them. Everyone gets sick at some point, whether when you're younger, where you get sick occasionally or quite often, depends, or chronically, where you're born with an illness that influences your life. You get sick at some point. These are the highlighted issues with the big pharmaceutical industry. The first one being false promises from the big pharmaceutical company that influences the price increase in order to create new drugs. Pharmaceuticals companies taking advantage of lower income individuals as well as those that have chronic illnesses, and the cost difference between a generic versus brand name drugs. Now that we understand the issues, we can dive deeper into the industry. In a 2021 Harvard Business Law article titled, "The United States Can Lower Drug Prices Without Sacrificing Innovation," David Blumenthal highlights false promises made by the pharmaceutical industry. These false promises are used as a scare tactic to scare individuals and to misinform individuals regarding the cost of drugs and what it actually costs to make these drugs. In accordance to the Congressional Budget Office, estimated only 2 drugs will be lost in a decade if budget cuts were made on the pharmaceutical industry. It gives a false scare and a false sense of hope in relation to a previous statement, and it also misinforms individuals. Individuals with chronic illnesses are targeted more by big pharmaceutical companies. In a 2023 GoodRx article titled, "How Much Does Insulin Cost? Here's How 31 Brands Compare," Hannah McQueen highlights an issue through a graph of an increase of insulin over a 9-year span. After looking at the graph, you'll notice that there is a consistent increase in the cost of insulin throughout the years. Insulin is a medication that is for type 1 and type 2 diabetics that influence and replace insulin, which is a naturally produced medication inside of your body that regulates your blood sugar. Insulin costs roughly $100 to $300 per vial, and some patients require several per month, which can add up to almost thousands per month. And insulin rose 50% from January 2014 to April 2019. Generic brands versus brand names. Generic brands are often cheaper, but ironically have the same active ingredients of brand names, but with half the cost. In a 2022 University Hospital article titled, "Generic versus Brand Name Drugs, Is There a Difference?" Brand names were found to be 80 to 85% more expensive than generic brands. Brand names are sometimes the only method and only means of medicine that a patient can receive. And through this makes up 3/4 of the final total revenue of prescription drugs. This makes the market price more profitable and more easy and accessible to those that have no choice. And here's what the people can do in regards to combating the negative influences of the pharmaceutical industry. Imagine a chronic illness that requires a $500 prescription, even after discounts. This can add large financial burdens to a person and add stress to a person's life, even when they're extremely sick. Becoming more aware and revealing the secrets of the pharmaceutical industry is key to making sure that we understand its negative impacts and resolve these issues. Ways that we can combat these issues include GoodRx, or online websites that provide discounts on medication. GoodRx provides discounts through different pharmacies for each prescription medication that you may need. Generic meds are often made cheaper, and you can always check with your physician regarding cheaper pricing for these meds. and representing one's life and well-being through government influence to put more prices on medications and creating a minimum level for these medications. Thank you.